Hello and welcome back to Ame's Bookshelf. I'm Teresa Garcia or Amehana Arashi, depending on where you know me from. Author, illustrator, and I do a lot of other stuff, including read possibly too much. Today I am coming to you to review Daughters of the Dragon by William Andrews. You can get this on Amazon. I give it a 5-star rating because I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't recommend this for everybody, though. First of all, it really needs to be somebody that is over 13, preferably over 17, because this book does deal with rape. Now, if you have a very precocious teenager that can handle discussion of that topic, which I hope all you parents have actually already handled with your offspring, because it's a hugely important topic. If they can handle it, then by all means, let them read it with them, discuss it with them. But don't let your young child read this particular one, although it's a very good book. Now, this book, because it deals with the subject of rape, I'm going to tell you where that comes in. The Korean comfort women. This is a topic that does not get dealt with as much as it really should. It is one of the things that is often overlooked for the period of World War II. So when I did stumble across this book, I picked it up and added it quickly to my to-read pile, but it sat there for a while because I had so much other things to read. And of course my screen shuts off. Now, the story was very well written. It really sticks with me. I probably didn't write as much in my notes as I honestly should have because of how deeply this was hitting me. So I am going to have to just wing it. We come across this young lady, whose name I forget, who wants to reunite with her mother. She is a Korean American by adoption. She was originally Korean, but she was adopted into an American family, raised knowing that she was adopted. And I find, I was already clicking with the story because I grew up with a student that was adopted, who had been, of Korean descent and was adopted into this beautiful family. Very loving and supportive. The mother was a big fixture in my school growing up. She helped my brother a lot growing up. So I was already resonating with this because this girl's plight reminded me a bit of my schoolmate. But not completely. This woman wanted to get to know her birth mother. Ends up going to Korea with her adoptive father going along with her. She brings this book of memories of all her events that she went through growing up, wanting to share this with her mother, to show her the good life that her mother gave her by giving her up for adoption, only to find out that this woman was already dead. Instead, she meets the grandmother and gets pulled into this wild adventure over an antique heirloom comb. Double-ended. It's 2 dragons. These dragons have the 5 fingers, which is a very important symbol. The 5-fingered dragon is the imperial dragon and the dragon of Japan. Of course, if you really go into your dragons of Asian culture, you have the different fingered ones. You got your 3-toed, which is your earth dragons, and you've got 4 toes and 5 toes. 5 toes being the imperial heavenly dragons. And then some of the countries have 6, 7, even 9-fingered dragons, which was, I think, Thailand. But the 5-fingered dragon is the real crux of this. And because it is a double-headed dragon, it is protecting Korea from both China, and from Japan. So we learn the history of this comb and this family. And we find out that this young woman is the last in a long line that is a living descendant of a past Empress of Korea, and it is her fate to bear the dragon comb in service to her country. And I find this an absolutely enthralling tale because even though it is set in the modern world and has elements of fantasy in it, in that it's got some touching on of divine protection, it's really still quite believable, and I could see where this could be something that could happen, because we all have these wild tales of where our ancestors came from, even if we're not privileged enough to know these particular tales. So I really do think that this is a book that should be read, and I could see this being read by seniors in high school, actually. I think that this would be a really good book to read for a senior in high school, perhaps in an English class or a history class. More likely the English class, because even though it's got a lot of history in it, it's not a factual following of one person that really existed. It's kind of a conglomeration of everything with this fantastical protector of Korea that's having to live this underground normal life. This is also the first in a series. I do have the second book in my Amazon library. Yes, I will most likely end up reading it either on my Kindle or my phone. Yes, the Kindle is still in existence once I charge it. But it's so well written that it really sticks. And I do intensely look forward to when I get through all my other 2 reads. To get to that, I've got some other books in line first. One from an author in Second Life that I need to read still. And another, I've got the latest by the Wolves that I need to read. That's actually next on my to-read pile, even though there's going to be other review videos going up before it, since I'm going through a backlog. It's that good of a book that it made me go look for the second book right after I finished it. So I think that you might also enjoy this. So until next time, have a good night. And if you enjoyed this or any of my other videos, please like, share, subscribe. Visit me on Patreon. On my Patreon, you can find the link to my stream that I maintain for the library on Sundays normally. I stream selected music for the Trotsdale Library and the library network at large. And I play pre-recorded stories that I have done or chosen. And right now I'm trying to get Mix to work with my wonderful microphone that I love so much. But it doesn't really want to interface with that for some reason. I've still got to figure out why it doesn't want to work with any of my great microphones so that I can read live over that stream. When I do read live, right now I'm having to read in Second Life itself at the library. So I'm still working on getting the kinks out of that. So I'll start rambling and wish you all a good night. I'll meet you back here at the bookshelf another time.